JWE Revelation News here. This is going to kind of be an ASMR video because it's 7:30 in the morning and I'm doing a video and Shanny's sleeping, so I do not want to bother her. Say hi to Ivan Drago. Russia is gonna, well, let's just say Vladimir Putin don't give a fuck. Vladimir Putin don't give a fuck. We have Jesus Christ here. I want to pay tribute and honor to the Lord. We have Jesus Christ here. And did you know that this is the only thing you really need in your life? Everything else is just chaos and misery and hate and nonsense. You know me. I need my cigarettes and my coffee, so I got it. I'm really excited, folks, because I just randomly said to myself, man, I wonder if I could fix the Neumann mic. I wonder if I could fix it. So, I got it. I have it sort of just as a beautiful piece of a memory, because I've had this mic since pretty much when I began my first YouTube channel. I had a Samson mic first, which is gone. Then I used this. Mainly, I was using this mic on an Apple iMac to do my radio show on BTR, which the audio quality was it was worse than AM radio. I shit you not, folks. Really bad. But I'm like, I'm going to give it a try, you know, because I love this mic so much and I want it to be okay. Well, guess what? I took all the equipment because you need a preamp. We have this Shure preamp. I thought that was dead. One of two things. I was betting it wasn't the microphone broke. I was betting it wasn't that, because these things can go through a war and survive. Okay? This mic is the same mic that was used by the Beatles to record some of their greatest hits. I think 8 days a week. This was the microphone that was used to record that. And a lot of their a lot of their newer, in the 70s, trippy Beatles, they were using a Neumann TLM 103. Because if you tune this thing the right way, you don't get a better mic. I think this is pretty hot though still. I got it on minus 11 dB and it's still like, it's clipping red a little bit. It's crazy. Very strong signal coming through. But it was weird. It just stopped working. And I unhooked it. I rehooked it up again. It was really weird. But I was like, I want to try and make it work again. So I got all the equipment. I got the preamp. I got this cord. This is an XLR cable. It's a very this is one of the best cables you can get. This is a Blue microphone brand, which is the maker of the Yeti and the Snowflake, the Blue Snowflake, which sounds incredible. I think Motrika channel uses a Blue Snowflake. It's just like a little head. You can see the head in this. But this is like a $600 mic. And it reflects it when you hear it, and it's tuned right. I'm barely speaking right now. Like I'm like in low speak mode. God, I have to put in this like loving on Neumann. Like I don't want to make this light because it's so serious. And I just saw a video that came out from Midas Touch that we need to take a look at. We're going to go to it, and I'm going to talk to you.
Shahed drones and ballistic missiles striking Kyiv in Ukraine all of last night. One of the biggest assaults yet on Kyiv by Russia. Multiple other cities being hit by ballistic missiles and drones as well. Donald Trump promised there would be peace in Ukraine in 24 hours if he was elected. Yet another lie by Donald Trump, right? He also promised that he would bring down prices in 24 hours. Yet another lie by Donald Trump. Just take a look at your grocery store. Folgers coffee last month, $12.99. This month, $19.72.
I can personally attest to this. Look, folks, the prices are out of fucking hand, and I don't know what's going on. I think, is it the tariffs? I think it's the tariffs. If you ask me, it looks to me like it's the fucking tariffs. Okay. This president, you gotta wake up and you gotta start speaking out about it. This is the most repulsive administration in the history of the country. The founding fathers are screaming in their grave, what have you allowed? What, how did you allow this to happen, America? How? Oh, just to finish the story. So I got the preamp, I got this cable. I blew them out. I did the master technique of kids that grew up in my era with SNES and NES, and you have cartridges for your games. And sometimes you would put them in the console and turn it on, and it wouldn't work. So you pop it back out, and you take it on in the bottom, where you stick it in, you put in the bottom, you go with a little bit of saliva, just a little bit of saliva, in the cartridge. Pop it back in, and 90% of the time it worked. Well, guess what? I did that with all the cords. I went, hooked everything up, hooked it up in, I made sure it was the fast USB, because on my system there's 4 USBs in the front, which kicks ass. That's fucking awesome. And a charging one. There's a charging one for your phone. If the computer's off, you plug it into that one and it charges your phone with the computer off. Cool. So I made sure I plugged it in the fast USB, and it works. Holy shit. I'm just really happy. And I was like, well, I'm gonna go on YouTube, see what's on YouTube. I pull up YouTube. Holy fucking mother of God.
And goods across the board are more expensive based on Donald Trump's failed trade war against the world. Even in Fox's latest poll, Donald Trump's approval when it comes to inflation is down to 36%. As Spencer Akimian writes, Rupert Murdoch is going to get himself another lawsuit for publishing this data, isn't he? And while all of this is going on, as Donald Trump's breaking this promise and that promise, he's
in fascist America, you will not criticize the dear leader. Do you understand? You are in a new time, a new era of America, and if you think that you are going to have the freedom to speak against the Fuhrer, you got another thing coming. We should sometime evaluate the lyrics of a certain The Who song. Specifically the one that says, old boss, same as the first. You delusional people out there that think Trump is on your side. Unless you're somebody like Musk. Musk is a god amongst men. Why? Because of his bank account. He's smart too. One time we were talking to Will, and Will was like, I think Musk is an idiot. You're insane. I'm sorry, I love my son, but he's just wrong. Elon Musk is an incredible mind, and an absolute, he could change the world for the better in so many ways. But he's too focused on the evil. He always posts these memes of Catholic priests looking at a severely hot nun. And of course, they're men. What goes through their mind? I want to fucking put a baby in her. And that's normal. Catholic Church should allow men to marry. It's crazy that they don't allow that. But anyway, what I want people to evaluate is, where is all of this going? Because I'm starting to get pretty fucking... I don't have any fear. I don't fear. I don't fear because I have Christ. But I do fear for the world. Are you prepared to see crazy shit in the sky? It'll make the drones in Jersey look like nothing, what you're gonna see. There's another aspect of this, that our planet is starting to go through a very volatile part of the universe that has a lot of space junk and a lot of threats that could There's a verse in Revelation that talks about hailstones the weight of like 500 talents or something, and that's huge. Hailstones. Can you tell me if you're ready to see entire cities destroyed? My eyes look like I'm crying. This is really, I'm telling you, this is why Christ is so important. It has to be. You have to be grounded in Christ. There's so many things that I could pull out of here. And from the bottom of my heart, I could pull it out of here for you. And you could understand everything. It will make sense if you put it in the context of what is going on the planet. And many people have a problem with this book. I understand that it can be rough, that the Old Testament is filled with a lot of rough things. But at the core of it, I see Matt Damon surprise. Some stupid news, sorry. This is a map. This is a contract with you, if you choose to take on the responsibilities of what it is and start reading it with a clean mind and fresh understanding of what it is. This book isn't just a history book, it's a history book of specifically the Jews. But it's so much more than it's a contract with mankind to solve the problem that started in the Garden of Eden. It's a contract. That's why this book is respected enough in this country that when you take the oath of office, you put your hand on this. And a Quran too would do that. The Quran's holy. A Torah is holy. The three Abrahamic religions all honor text. They have a holy text. Someday I will probably preach to you all of the sermons that I have. I have a collection of sermons that are really incredible, that will open your eyes to the reality that this book here, I keep looking over here too because I got my main Bible over here. This is my main Bible with a lot of personal effects in it. If you read this through the lens that it needs to be read, which is the Holy Spirit, you're going to understand the tiptoes that you start seeing in the Middle East right now. Bibi Netanyahu is baiting the Arab world to come to Israel to take a spoil. He's deliberately doing things to cause this because he knows it's time. As a Mason, the light and the dark have to play their roles. The dark is super dark right now and in power. I am the light. I am in the light, which is the Holy Spirit, and I wish Christ would come back and fix this now. But it's in the Father's time, not even Christ's time. It's in the Father's time. But it's written in here that at the time of the end, yes, the darkness will be great, but those that are in the light will be much stronger.
Making posts like this is what he posted yesterday. It's time to indict Obama, the traitor, for treason. You know how that makes our country look, where you have someone like Donald Trump using his official presidential account to accuse a former president of treason and say, oh,
I absolutely cannot believe that Trump is going for this. It's unbelievable to me, folks, that Donald John Trump thinks that it is appropriate to indict Barack Obama for treason. Do you know what will happen if he is convicted of treason? Oh, everything's fake. The Steele dossier, Russia. The P-tape, Stormy Daniels, this woman that named her cat Vagina, I don't know her. That's E. Jean Carroll, by the way, who he assaulted. He was found civilly liable for the sexual assault of E. Jean Carroll. And that bastard continues to deny everything with that. The snake. Didn't you know I was a snake?
Obama needs to be arrested. Or you know how weak and pathetic it looks when Donald Trump gives an interview and says, "Oh, I know I said I would bring peace to Ukraine in 24 hours, but I was just being sarcastic. It was one big joke. No one actually took me seriously. I'm a comedian. I was being funny." That's what Donald Trump had said recently. Here, play this clip.
I'm not understating the complexity of all this, but as a candidate, you said you would have this war settled in 24 hours.
Well, I was being a little bit sarcastic when I said that. I would, what I really...
Well, wow. Isn't that useful on the world stage for the American president to be sarcastic and joke about such serious motherfucking issues? Is this how you deal in your life, Donald? Is this how you deal in your life, sir? You must have a pretty big mess of a life at that point.
Please, I'd like to get it settled.
No, people do take you seriously. Here's what it looked like if you were living in Kyiv last night. Here, play this clip. And here's what it looked like if you were...
This is an absolute abomination. Can I just say that Vladimir Putin has proven himself to be an absolute fucking demon? While I wear this shirt, that's hilarious, isn't it? I must break you. And that's what Mr. Putin is saying to Ukraine. I will crush you. Now, do I think we should be involved in Ukraine? No, it's not our country. You have to stop the expansionism of Russia. Who the fuck says that we should do that? We are not the policemen of the world. If Ukraine cannot defend itself against Russia, guess what? Russia gets Ukraine. And Putin has history, actual history, to show that Ukraine pretty much belongs to Russia. And a lot of Ukrainians view themselves as Russians. But the fact of the matter is, it's its own state. And Putin invading the way he did was a violation of international law, and he should be sanctioned, and all the stuff that goes along with doing the things that Hitler did. Like Hitler invading Poland. What do you want, folks?
Trying to escape the attacks from Russia, and you were outside and you were trying to take shelter from the massive Russian drone attack. Here, play this clip. Yeah, Donald, this is the real world, okay? None of this is funny. I mean, your job as the commander-in-chief...
That is absolutely horrifying. I can't fucking believe what I just saw. Look, guys, I'm telling you, please understand that I am legitimately telling you that this is the tribulation period. You need to get right with Christ. Oh, we're going to be getting rain for sure. You need to get right with Christ now. Don't turn back. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. Remember to keep Christ in your heart. And if you don't have him yet, get him now. Because you're running out of time.
President of the United States, as sickening it is to me for you to hold that position, is to at a bare minimum behave like a freaking adult. Here's what it looked like in Kyiv and cities across Ukraine last night again, as anti-aircraft and anti-drone missiles were shooting at these Shahed drones of Ukraine and ballistic missiles, as Donald Trump has also deprived Ukraine of critical weapons. Here, play this clip. You can't even stay awake, Donald. You can't even stay awake. You are so sickly and weak and addled and pathetic. You can't even stay awake. Here you are next to Dr. Oz. Like, why the hell is Dr. Oz in our government at all? And you can't stay awake as you're lying about lowering healthcare costs. You know how I know you're lying about lowering healthcare costs? Because you lie about everything. But I remember the post distinctly last May when you said to everybody, prices will go down immediately. I'm doing something called MFN, Most Favored Nations, meaning America's healthcare costs of any prescription drug will now be the same cost that the pharmaceutical company sells to any country abroad. So whatever the lowest price is in whatever country, that's the price the pharmaceutical companies will have to make their product in the United States. By the way, if you did that, that would be great. But like all of your deals, it's a lie. There's no most favored nation clause. Pharmaceutical companies didn't do that. And here you are at this healthcare conference with Dr. Oz, like sleeping. Here, play this clip.
A fraud war room using this kind of technology because we'll know who you are and who your doctor is. We can block this. We're going to have remarkable advances in how consumers can use their own records. We'll have beneficiaries be able to get MAHA advice.
And speaking of the Trump lies,
see, the thing is, I think a lot of the ideas that are coming in on the health thing are probably very positive. You know, not everything has to be horrible of what's going on. And maybe we can get some healthcare freedom. But guess what? The big, beautiful bullshit bill is eviscerating Medicaid. 50,000 Americans a year are going to die because of the big, beautiful bullshit bill. Brought to you by Don Scott, the most disgusting piece of shit, Donald John fucking Trump. An abomination to freedom.
here he is in an interview he gave yesterday also, saying that prices are down, everything is down, inflation is defeated. Here, play this clip.
You know, if you think inflation I've already taken care of, prices are way down for everything, groceries, everything.
Okay, inflation is not defeated. But what Donald Trump is doing and what the regime is doing, they are getting rid of the data that goes into CPI, the Consumer Price Index, because if you don't do the testing, if you don't put in the data, in this case, the data into CPI, Consumer Price Index, how do you determine inflation if the prices are going up or down? So the Trump regime is now just estimating what the inflation is. And I believe, just like with Donald Trump's job numbers, when it miraculously went from losing like 60,000 or 70,000 private sector jobs to gaining 147,000 jobs with government jobs like in a matter of 48 hours. Call me crazy here, but I think the fraud and the criminal is behaving like a fraud and a criminal. Speaking of which, Donald Trump attacked MAGA Republican Senator Josh Hawley of Missouri at first because Hawley introduced a bill in the committee that he was in that banned stock trading among senators, House members, and it applied to the president and vice president as well. And Donald Trump said, he's a second-tier senator. Don't you dare do that. So then Hawley said, all right. What if I exempt the president and the vice president for now, but future presidents and vice presidents will be subject. But Trump will let you grift away. And Donald Trump's like, okay, I like that. And then Hawley changed the bill so that it now exempts Donald Trump and J.D. Vance, and they can engage in shady dealing. Here's MAGA Republican Senator Rick Scott from Florida, who was involved in the largest Medicaid fraud scam in American history at the time. That's how he got rich. Criminally prosecuted. He invoked the Fifth Amendment like hundreds of times. That's a pattern with these MAGA Republicans. This guy got rich. You want to know where waste, fraud, abuse, and criming is? This guy who invoked the Fifth for Medicaid and Medicare fraud when he ran his company, then got the golden parachute and left after the criminal prosecution, and then parlayed that into a political career. Here's Tim Scott, utterly pathetic human being. Here, play this clip.
So this idea that we're going to attack people because they make money is wrong. Is absolutely wrong.
All due respect, sir. The problem is not people making money. The problem is the funneling of every fucking penny into the hands of more billionaires. You want to make billionaires richer, and you want to make someone like me in the majority of America have nothing. That's the slave class that pays taxes. Billionaires pay no taxes, basically, because they have overhead costs that they can write off everything and they pay zero. That's wrong. If you make $1 billion, if you have a net worth of $1 billion plus, and you make, say, $500 million in a year, you should have to pay some kind of percentage, say 20, 15% in taxes, because you made enough. You should give back to help run the country. But they're exempt from taxes, and your slave ass, if you don't fucking file correctly, you're done.
We should cherish all of our different backgrounds. Every one of us has a different background. I've got a business background. But what I was just accused of is making money, and somehow I can't be fair and do things the right way. So I think it's disgusting what is going on.
And again, speaking of Donald Trump just being so cognitively addled, Donald Trump can't even get his conspiracy theory straight. So a big push yesterday for the Trump regime, that's why ostensibly Trump was posting those things about Obama, is that there were burn bags. This is what they like the word burn bags. Like, what a crazy word. That the Obama administration had burn bags where they were getting rid of the evidence that they were trying to frame Donald Trump for Russia. And they were in burn bags. And Kash Patel, the FBI director, he found it in a secret room in the FBI. And he found secret burn bags. And the reporter asked Donald, they're all making this stuff up. He's trying to hide his relationship with Epstein and the disaster is raining on the economy. But Trump's asked about it. So what's up with these burn bags? And Trump's like, what? Burn what? Burn bags? Here, play this clip.
Kash Patel reportedly found burn bags of Russiagate materials, and I'd love to get your thoughts on that.
He said what?
Burn bags of Russiagate materials.
I don't know
guys
that.
supposedly found.
I don't know that. I don't know what you mean by that statement. Say it.
Bags full of Russiagate documents.
Burn bag. I thought you said appointed them in. They burn bag. Go ahead. You got to speak up.
Thousands of documents in these bags, supposedly burn bags.
So then Donald Trump announced yesterday a purported trade deal with South Korea. And according to Donald Trump, South Korea is going to turn over 24.1% of its entire GDP to the United States. I'm sure that's going to...
This is absolutely fucking ridiculous. The FBI is derelict in their duty. So is the CIA. So is the Justice Department. You're derelict in your duty. Completely. All that you are doing is protecting the Führer. Do you know that there's separation of powers in this country's system for a reason? Because we never wanted a king or a dictator. And guess what? You got one right now. He wants to be this frog god king Keck, king of America, Trump. You put Trump's name on everything. I don't like a fascist dictatorship. I ain't into this at all. These Nazi fucking women. How could you, as a self-respecting woman, support Donald Trump, who he has no regard for women? Did you know that's a verse in the Bible about the Antichrist? The prince that shall come? The son of perdition that the world wonders after. Every fucking media organization is almost 24/7 Trump coverage. The world is wondering after the beast. What do you think is going to happen? Trump is super into the AI. He knows this is the next level shit. AI. So what do you think is going to happen? Trump brand AI chips for you in your hand or your forehead. It's a man's name, and the number of the man is 666. How much you want to bet when Trump is offering his beautiful, big, beautiful AI Trump chip that the number of those chips will be 666? You ready to get your Trump tattoo? Huh? Big T. It's not a cross, even though I love Jesus Christ. This man would vomit. Jesus Christ would vomit at the sight of Trump. He's so filthy and unholy. Let's get real.
to happen. He goes 15% tariffs, and they're going to give $450 billion to the United States, and we're going to direct where that money goes. South Korea's entire GDP is 1.1 trillion. They're not giving $450 billion to the United States. Same thing, Japan, $550 billion. Trump goes, it's a signing bonus. Japan says, ain't happening. The European Union, $750 billion. European Union goes, we ain't doing that. You know, we can't give you guarantees.
I did the deals. What do you want from me? You're asking me 90 days, 90 deals. I wrote the letters. That's the deals. It's done. This is his mind, Trump's mind. I did the deals. The letters that I sent to the leaders of the countries, like I called him Mr. Japan. Dear Mr. Japan, my tariffs will be this. I really think we could have a good relationship. DJT. And his signature looks like pubic hair. I already did the deals. The deals are done, folks.
And here's the thing, folks. Let me make this very simple. Where's the deal? A social media post is not a deal. Let's just break this down in a very simple way. Trade deals should be on. I saw on CNN, it was one of these like Trump apologists or these propagandists was speaking to one of the people, and was like, well, what do you want to see on the deal? What do you want to see on the deal? You know what I want to see on the deal? I want to see the deal. Okay, let's start with the deal. I would like to see a.
This really is why I enjoy Marcellus, Marcellus is pretty good. His brothers are cool too, but Ben, he's pretty next level cool, man. He just gives it to Trump. He just gives it to him on a fucking platter. You're a piece of shit, Don. I'm sure Don gets so angry at Ben here that he sees him in his dreams. He'd pop him if he could, Trump. He would. With his concealed carry, Trump said I could shoot someone on 6th Avenue in New York and get away with it. Yeah, he could. How many court cases did Trump have against him? Does anybody remember that? How many fucking cases did Trump have against him? And nothing touched him. Hi, Gav. Hey, Gavin. You have a boy. Huh? Chaos, bombing in Kiev, blowing apart shit. Innocents being just eviscerated all over the world. Brought to you by Death Incorporated. America. With 3 Ks. Because we are excommunicating the brown and black. It's done. We're doing it. The American Gestapo will take care of this, also known as ICE. The American Gestapo. The American brown shirts are here, folks. I didn't stand up for the Mexicans because I wasn't a Mexican. I didn't stand up for the blacks because I wasn't a black. And then they came for me, and there was no one left to stand up for me.
Piece of paper, the way deals happen in the world, with bullet points that describe what's happening, that's signed by a party and signed by another party. What a novel concept, signatures, that is binding. I'd like to see that. Because right now, these fake deals are screwing everybody and no one has any certainty. Look at Ford's profits wiped out by tariffs. Ford's reporting a net loss of $29 million last quarter, compared with $1.8 billion in net income a year ago, after being hit by more than $800 million from Trump's tariffs. Despite the fact that Ford manufactures most of its vehicles in the U.S., the company relies on parts imported from outside of the country.
It's hurting Ford Motor Company, the tariffs. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, folks? There's no common sense with the tariffs. He's just putting them on. Why? Because he wants to crash the fucking economy with the stupid Masonic chaos order abtau bullshit. It's Masonic stage. It's all bullshit masonry. The dark side of masonry. And you're dealing with a death cult. These people are they're all in the cult of Baal. Baal. Look up that B-A'-A-L. Baal. The cult of Baal. That's the real power, and that's every Mason now that's in power, I think, is a member of this cult. It's the main cult. You have members of Congress, you have members, major media people, major lawyers, doctors, high society people. Have you seen the movie Rosemary's Baby? It's those people. It's real, folks. It's not bullshit. It's a cabal of fucking Satanists, worshippers of Baal.
And was also hit hard by new fees on steel and aluminum. So even Donald Trump's fake deals benefit car manufacturers in Japan and in the UK more than American manufacturers who need to get the parts from outside. Whereas UK and Japan, if it's truly 15%, they could actually export their goods here, and the tariff is only 15%. So, and then Donald Trump announced, I'm imposing 50% tariffs on Brazil, and I am placing sanctions on the judge overseeing President Jair Bolsonaro's case. The insurrectionist in Brazil, because the Brazil government and judiciary is actually functioning, they're prosecuting their former president who engaged in a coup and insurrection to try to kill people in the government, what frankly our Department of Justice should have done with Donald Trump. But Donald Trump saying now it's 50%. Okay, well, as Spencer Akimian says, okay, so coffee, beef, sugar, oranges, iron, soy, and more. Fantastic. Everybody enjoy your trips to Walmart. Let me just leave you with this right here. This is Chairman Jerome Powell of the Federal Reserve. He explains what's going on. Here, play this clip.
Total PCE prices rose 2.
Holy shit. Okay, all right. Here's one issue. The Democrat ball lickers will never touch the issue of the Federal Reserve and what it really is. A foreign banking cartel controlling your currency to keep you poor. That's what the Federal Reserve is. They put interest on our own money. And that's why we are now in debt in the tune of, let's look it up. Let's do it right now. National debt clock. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Let's do that. No, let's do this one. So everybody sees it. Let's check this out. Where are we at? After the big, beautiful bullshit bill. Doge clock. Saving per taxpayer $5,000. Whoa, we have a new beautiful thing here. The Doge clock, folks. Well, isn't that interesting? The Doge clock. The Department of Government Efficiency Advisory Commission. Sorry about that. That was my phone. The real-time savings objective for reducing government waste, fraud, abuse, in federal government agencies. So we're saving, Jesus, these numbers are so big. We're saving 576 billion. We're saving 576 billion 681 million 800 and a $5,000 savings per taxpayer. Are we going to see that money, folks? Huh? Could everybody that has prominence, folks, in the community at large, we'll call it the political YouTube community because I'm very much in it now. I've talked about this stuff enough that I'm in it. Can we get that money? What do you think? Can we get this right here? You see this, my pointer? Can you see my pointer? I made it small. Okay. What? What's our national debt? Oh my God. Our national debt. Oh my God. Do you see our debt? See our debt. 37,172,332,400 and blah blah blah. It just went up $100,000. Another $100,000. Another $100,000. Another $100,000. And this is the debt per citizen, per taxpayer. You are giving yourself debt by paying taxes. Holy shit balls. I'm a little bitty fucking channel. Do you realize that every single big channel that's in politics should be looking at this right here? I gotta make a new scene that's just my... Everything's going dark for a second, folks. We're doing a browser capture. We're doing a window capture. Boom. Do you know how tragic this is? Do you know how tragic this is for our country, folks? Rename this. Clean browser. Folks, do you see this number? Every second almost, just about. You say a second and a half. We incur $100,000 more in debt every 1.5 seconds, we'll say. Do you know the meaning of the word unsustainable? These Republicans are saying that they are fiscally responsible. They passed a bill that puts $7 trillion more on the debt of this nation. You're being sold out. Let's wrap this up with my solace. I can't believe my eyes that I pulled this up and saw that. They're telling us that every American has $5,000 with our name on it. Where's the money?
5% over the 12 months ending in June, and that, excluding the volatile food and energy categories, core PCE prices rose 2.7%. These readings are little changed from the beginning of the year, although the underlying composition of price changes has shifted. Services inflation has continued to ease, while increased tariffs are pushing up prices in some categories of goods. Near-term measures of inflation expectations have...
Now I see why Donnie's so butthurt. Now I see why you're so butthurt, Donnie. Because the Federal Reserve Chair won't lick your ballsack on the tariffs. And these numbers with Doge of what they're saving the American people. Where are they getting these numbers? Just because they fired a bunch of people in the government? We're getting... Every American needs to have a fucking check in their mailbox for $5,400 this year. Or you put it towards people's taxes. Let them have its tax credits. You better give us this fucking money that you say you're saving with Doge. Wow. Unbelievable bullshit.
moved up on balance over the course of this year on news about tariffs, as reflected in both market-based and survey-based measures.
And he explains it again right here. Play this clip.
Given the lags between when tariffs are announced and when they show up in goods prices, is 2 months a long enough horizon to evaluate the impact and be confident that tariffs aren't impacting the broader inflation process?
I think you have to think of this as still quite early days. And so I think what we're seeing now is substantial amounts of tariff revenue being collected on the order of $30 billion a month, which is substantially higher than before. And the evidence seems to be mostly not paid, but paid only to a small extent through exporters lowering their price, and companies or retailers, sort of people who are upstream, institutions that are upstream from the consumer, are paying most of this for now. It's starting to show up in consumer prices, as you know, in the June report.
See, for me, this guy's the head of the Federal Reserve, so he can eat shit. But I think he's right. Look, Trump, he saw the word tariff and he jizzed in his pants when he looked up the definition. I can make lots of money with this. Yeah, you can, Don, but you can't make a lot of money on it if you're making stupid choices. I went into the red there. If you're making stupid choices of where you put the tariffs, Don, you're going to fuck the economy up. But you know that, and you're doing it deliberately, aren't you? Yeah, you are.
We expect to see more of that. And we know from surveys that companies feel that they have every intention of putting this through to the consumer. But, the truth is they may not be able to in many cases. So I think we're just going to have to watch and learn empirically how much of this and over what period of time. I think we've learned that the process will probably be slower than expected at the beginning, but we never expected it to be fast. We think we have a long way to go to really understand exactly how it will be. So that's how we're thinking of it right now.
There you have it, folks. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million subscribers, and thanks for watching.
Shout out to Midas Touch. It's a fantastic channel. I recommend that you follow them. They have a lot of different content creators that I happen to really like. Tennessee Brando, he's cool. John Iderola of the Damage Report, love him. He's really cool. I'm sorry, that's Young Turks. But shout out to him, and shout out to the Young Turks. I love Anna. I really love Anna. And Cenk needs to be president someday. It just needs to happen because I think he's such a good person. I'm leaving you with this. Jesus, oh my God, that's a Gavin Kit Kat. Well, we had an appearance from Gavin Kit Kats. Gavin, would you like to say something to the people? Oh my God, he gave you the butthole. Sorry. This is a boy. He's so cute. Thank you, Gavin, for the love. He gave everybody cat butt love. Gotta love that. You better know this man. Jesus Christ loves you with all of his heart. I'm telling you, every single person that's living right now, it doesn't matter if you're in a prison somewhere, and you pull up this channel somehow and you see this, I'm telling you, you need Jesus Christ to change your life. He's the best father to exist ever. It's how he is. He loves you. And he wants you safe from what's coming, because it's really evil. Come to Christ today. I love you. God bless you, and I'll see you next time.